You're such an asshole.
Let September 13th, 2021 be known as Asshole Consulting Day because I have a ton of consultations. I dared to go on a motorcycle ride yesterday and the day before and have some fun. And I woke up early. I woke up at 5:30, got my chores done, and it's going to be my voice will be. You think I cough now? Oh, you haven't seen coughing yet. Over at assholeconsulting.com. This is not a consulting request. This is as I ride my motorcycle. You guys wonder how to come up with ideas. You wonder how you need to unplug. You need to stop watching materials, whether that's YouTube or television and all that, social media and all that. And then motorcycle riding kind of forced because you can't really hear anything unless you got a high-end helmet that has headphones in it. And you're a lot. And I got some ideas. And I came up with an observation. And as much as we joke about being mean, I do actually want to help you people. And by people, I mean people who are actually disadvantaged. I want to help out other people, but my motif is going for poverty to not wealth, but not poor no more. All right. And so since I've done that pathway, and a disproportionate or plurality of my clientele are men, obviously young men, but they kind of hail from the East Coast. Now, not exclusively. Some are over in California. Some are in major metro, Atlanta, Houston, wherever else. But they disproportionately come from the East Coast, Philadelphia, Boston. But in general, many of you are living in leftist shitholes. And you're like, how do I get out of the leftist shithole? And you've kind of fallen into two camps. One, you're some kind of successful guy where you're working for Silicon Valley or you're working for a law firm in the downtown area and you're financially successful, but you're living in a leftist shithole. You want to know how to get out of there. This is for the other group of guys where you came from. You're not gainfully employed. You're probably very much younger. You still yet to finish your college degree or even identify what kind of training you want. And you are stuck. There is it's like the event horizon of a black hole. It is impossible to escape New York. For many and varied, even non-economic factors, familial, you're an immigrant, your parents, and I see this a lot with immigrants, have guilt-tripped you into supporting them. Well, they made it to America. What do? They sit on their ass with their thumb up it and say, yeah, you son, go work. Especially the eldest, you oldest sibling, you go work. Oh, mommy just can't work. Didn't you come here? And it's in specific, I'm thinking New York, because a lot of you guys coming from New York. But then we've also had Native Americans, not American Indians, but Americans who have been born here, and you've been born into poverty. The worst of it is where you find out your mom, we've had several instances of this, where your mom, single mom, shock, threatens to disown you because you want to join the military, or you want to go off to college and you are going to leave the home and she's going to get less Section 8 housing. Also, a lot of you are like, I can't afford to move. I can't find a job and I got to join the union. And the union is like, oh, they got a backlog. And this goes way before the boomers. Although the boomers have maintained that tradition of making it impossible to get a job in major East Coast cities. Well, I was driving around, try to get, I was foolish. I thought I would get food in Belle Fourche because they can't find the employees. And then I started sitting here thinking about, okay, I'm in a free state, South Dakota. May not be your cup of tea, okay? I think it's beautiful. I like the small mountain range that they have here, but I understand where people like Dakotas, there's nothing out there. And for the most part, you're right. But it sure the hell beats New York City. It sure as hell beats. There was a 70s show with a very young Michael Douglas called The Streets of San Francisco. And now it's called The Shits of San Francisco. It beats any of these human feces laden towns like Portland, Seattle, Tacoma, LA, Seattle. And it beats any major metro town, any leftist shithole. And it's not just South Dakota where there's a labor shortage. It's everywhere, guys. Why? Because we pay people not to work. Right? Now, you may be collecting a stimmy check or whatever else have you. You may have all these sociological, familial psychological strings keeping you in leftist shitholes, but there has not been a better time for you to leave. Now, usually to escape poverty, a bad family, not morally bad, but financially bad, also morally, psychologically bad, a toxic family, military was your way out. And I know a lot of you don't want to join the military, or some of you can't because of a medical condition or something outside of your control. Well, I haven't seen it this good in my life where starting salary, entry-level jobs are like, hey, we'll pay you, frankly, a living wage. I think it's like $15 or $16 an hour out here in South Dakota, and you can live off of that. Now, you're not going to live luxuriously, but you'll live better than you are at that basement room that you got to share with your brother in New York because your mom's a whore. Because your mom couldn't keep her legs shut. Because you got half siblings and step siblings, and then you don't got no step siblings no more. What? Because your mom is a whore. There's a song there. Your mom is a whore. Run out the door. Don't look back, because she'll go after you and attack. Oh, your mom is a whore. Can't keep her legs shut. All right. Anyway, that's a bad song. Very bad. Anyway, point being, it doesn't have to be South Dakota. Any place you want to go. Free places. And if you don't know where to go get my book, Reconnaissance Man. But there's like 7 states that don't have state income taxes. So if you want, you don't have time to read it and all that, boom, there you go. Florida, Tennessee, Alaska, although it's pretty far away. Washington State, Nevada, Vegas. Although Vegas, the city, has a pretty high unemployment rate right now. So maybe you might want to postpone on that. Texas, I don't know. And for those of you disproportionately on the East Coast, go down to Florida. That's where you guys all end up anyway. I keep telling you, what does every New Yorker do at the age of 60? They sell their place and go to Florida. Well, get ahead of the curve. Go down there now. Why suffer the taxes, the cold, and the catty, bitchy, whiny people? Go to Florida now. You can deal with old, whiny, bitchy, catty people and no state income taxes. Go and move now. Save up whatever modicum of money you can. Get a flight, catch a bus, something. Find a place. Walk in. How much? I'll work that shift, and you go walk down. You work another shift. You should be able to find 2 jobs. And you know what, man? Yeah, it's gonna suck, but you're out. You ain't dealing with no more traffic. You ain't dealing with I don't know what other great things. You ain't dealing with human feces in the street no more. You ain't dealing with people getting shot. Chicago, you're not getting shot at. Not that you were being shot at. Unfortunately, it's never the intended recipient of the bullet. It's always some innocent standbyer. Now's the time. And I don't know how long it's going to last. All right. The stimmy checks are in part this. I also believe, thankfully, for your benefit, younger people have been indoctrinated to be just worthless, lazy, parasitic fucks who think any kind of work is beneath them. All right. No one is leaving home. No one is getting a job. No one is going to support themselves as an adult. You have the rare opportunity now to escape your leftist shithole. Literally, by in the olden days, like the grapes of wrath, this is before the internet. It's like, we got to go to California. We hear there's work in California. There were no work in California. And this plot has been played out in different video games and movie and other types of theater. I remember in particular, John's going to appreciate this one, Robotech, where it wasn't Reflex Point. They were trying to get to this, well, we're going to all get to this rally point. We're going to fight off the alien invasion. This is the rally point. And they get there and the rally point is destroyed. And that's what happened. I think Grapes of Wrath, they finally get to California. Ain't no work. There's a video game where they're trying to get to this robot town, and that's destroyed too. That's not the case here. There are jobs. There may not be the highest paying jobs, but they're jobs. And you can finally get the hell out of your leftist shithole. So there you go. So that's it. All right. We're going to go through some super chats rather quickly. I may put a limit on the super chats because I got to bang out the work. Artemis Worm, $2. California recall elections being fortified. I don't care anymore. I'm going to a country where you have to have an ID to vote. I'm going to a country that respects its people and is sane. I don't care what California does. All right, that's it. See you guys later. Toodles.